What is going on? Today we are looking at the spiritual discipline of rest and how we can use sleep to help us recover our bodies physically, because everything that happens in the spiritual realm affects us in the physical. So one of the principles that we want to anchor this stream on is actually found in scripture. So this is Genesis, and this talks about how God rested on the seventh day. So, very important, because a lot of us we skip over that. We skip over that and miss that, not understanding what that means. So, a lot of us, if you're watching the stream, you're probably burnt out, you're probably running on caffeine, and you think that's a way to do it, and you just have to grind and grind and grind and grind. And yeah, maybe it might work here and there, one day, 2 days, maybe a week, but it gets to a point where everything just stops working. The coffee stops working, the naps stop working, and you just feel this tiredness that you're like, what is going on with my body? Because you wake up rushed. You're like, okay, I haven't slept. And you sleep 3, 4 hours because, the culture tells you grind is good. So you have to grind it out, burn the midnight oil. So when you end up going to that point where you're running on very little sleep, you are suffocating yourself. You are putting yourself in a position where you cannot function and operate at 100%. And your physical body starts to send you some signals indicating that, hey, you got to slow down here. So it actually turns out that there's a bit more work that's required to actually recognize and actually rest. Rest takes just as much work as actually physically doing work, because it requires spiritual discipline. It requires discipline to actually say, hey, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to sleep now, and make sure that my body recovers for the next day. So, again, we are looking at a verse in scripture that's actually going to help guide us to really understand what is going on. And by the end of this video and the stream, I want to make sure that we understand why sleep is almost overlooked by everyone, and why you need to actually be able to sleep for you to perform at your best. Because modern life is obviously pushing us into this grind culture where you're sort of like working yourself and slaving yourself to pay bills, to go to work, pay bills, and have very little time for you to spend unwinding and relaxing. And they say there's no work-life balance. It's like grind, 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 and they promote you to try and achieve worldly success where you're just burning yourself. And actually, I've seen people that have gotten cancer just because they are so overworked and their body is stressed. And when your body is stressed, your cells from to a cellular level in your body now develops cancer. The cells start developing because you're under so much stress and you're not giving time for your body to recover. So, by the end of the stream, I want us to know how we can actually reclaim our rest and make sure that we're not just overstimulated even by the time that we finish work, and find a way that we can actually unwind and reset ourselves to make sure that we live a life that is aligned with how God designed us to live.